Hey y'all, I'm JamesWright and welcome back to Wizards News. Today I want to talk about Runestones. What are the different numbers, what are the different colors, what are they for, and how do you use them? Let's dive in. Runestones are your key to fortresses, so you have to pay one runestone for every time you want to do a challenge in a fortress. And so you can choose which runestone you want to change the characteristics and capabilities of the fortress. Runestones come in 10 different colors that correspond with the 10 different families of foundables. So you might have the magic zoology in the light blue, or your green dark arts. They're the same colors as your foundables you find in the field, so they match up to that. So what exactly do those mean? Number one, they will correspond with the rewards that you get at the end of the challenge. So at the end of the challenge, you have a chance of getting a bonus reward, and this bonus reward is family XP that matches the runestone that you put in. Family XP are the points you need to upgrade in each particular family in your registry. So at the top of the registry, you will see your rank in that particular family. The more points you get in there, the better. Those points are called family XP. And you can get those points by finding foundables and doing things like that, but you can also get those points by using that particular family's runestone in a challenge. Also, the family type of runestones may or may not affect the foe you come into contact in the challenge. They may actually be lining up with that. You may have a better chance of running into a foe lining up with the type of runestone that you use to start the challenge. Next up, the runestones all come in a number of 1 to 10, and this is the difficulty you want your chamber to be. So you can choose your chambers 1 through 20, and then you can put a runestone in it, and so the combination of the chamber level and the runestone level brings the total difficulty of the chamber. When you first get into the challenge, you'll actually see a difficulty rating for that particular challenge. This is the combination of the room you're in and the runestones being used. Those come together to create a bigger number. And as more people get into it and more runestones go into the challenge, the bigger that number becomes, the difficulty becomes greater and greater as more and higher level runestones are put into it. So you're always going to be balancing the difficulty of the chamber you choose with the runestone number that you choose. So which number should you use at different times? Usually when you're leveling up, I'm only going to be using the level 1 runestones. You don't really need to mess with those, and those are the cheapest, those are the easiest to find, and level 1 are the ones you can actually purchase in the store. You can't purchase the higher number runestones in the store unless there's some special event in the future. So if I'm leveling up and just there pounding out chamber after chamber after chamber, I'm just going to use my level 1 stones. I don't want to spend my more valuable stones on the chambers where I'm just going to be rolling through it and trying to get as much XP as possible. Where I like to use the large valuable stones are when you're actually going to be in a group. This is a way you can boost the entire group together, and it makes it more fun because you can do things that with the higher levels that you can't do with your lower level stones. Another great use for high level stones is if you happen to be in a group with a low level player. They're going to want to be in a chamber that's low and easy, but if you want to boost it for yourself and make it a little more difficult, throw a higher level stone on there, and that will give you the challenge but still allowing them to play with their easier version. So where do you find runestones? Well, number one, you're not going to find them laying around on the ground like you do with your potion ingredients. They're not just randomly given. They're only given in a few specific circumstances. Number one, opening up treasure chests and going through some of the assignments. Those will occasionally bring those, as well as working with the registry and filling that out. The more stamps you get in there and the more pages you prestige, the better chance you're going to be getting a runestone there. I'm sure runestones will end up being an event-centered thing as well, that there'll be other chances of getting them in the future, and I'm assuming at some point in the future there'll be a way of purchasing higher level runestones, but as of right now it's about all you can do with buying level 1 runestones. Now the big thing to be concerned about when choosing which runestone do you use is not only what family XP do you want to get in a bonus by using which family of runestone you want, but also you will get a greater share of rewards from the runestones. In other words, the higher the number, the more XP you're going to get. Now, it's not that much more. For a level 2, you're only going to be getting 10% more XP. A level 3 is like 15% more XP. And I think it goes up by like 5 all the way up. So even if you use a level 10, I believe it's like 1.45 times more. So you're only going to be getting about 45% more XP than you normally would. You will also be getting higher and more valuable and more rare foundables at the end using higher runestones. So if you use higher level runestones, you will be getting better rewards from that. And that's why it's usually wise to save your higher level runestones for when you can do a higher level fortress. Combining those two together and figuring out that balance between runestone number and chamber level, that's a very difficult balance to strike, and something you need to learn for yourself, where you are, where your character is, because every character is different, and how it's actually fitting into your current level. The best way to do that is to look at that number, the difficulty number given to you at the beginning of a chamber. Know what a good level for you is. Right now, where I'm in the game, if I'm at like a 200 to a 250 difficulty, I know that's going to be a 1 or 2 punch knockout and the chamber is over. So that's my butter zone for XP grinding, is right about 200 to 250. But I have done over 1,000 by myself. So it's something you can do. But it takes far more time and it's not as good for efficiency's sake. But if I'm trying to get farther into the game and trying to get those really high grade valuable items, I may be using the higher level runestone mixed with the higher level fortress to give me that really high difficulty that will then get me those rewards that I can't get anywhere else. So if you're having a hard time finding those stamps in the challenge section of the book that you just haven't seen anywhere, it's probably just because you haven't used a high enough runestone with a high enough chamber to get those rarer found items. So all that being said, this is a really complicated topic and it is a hard thing to describe, and there really isn't a great chart built yet, which I'd love to see someone actually building a chart of fortress to runestone and actually being able to figure out what all those difficulties are. But until then, it's kind of something you gotta play by ear and keep an eye on what that difficulty rating is at the beginning of each fortress battle. So the general rule of thumb is if you're just pounding out XP and you're just trying to get through and rank up quickly, use your level 1 or maybe level 2 runestones. Don't use your higher level runestones until you're ready to do a higher level chamber, and that way you can get those rewards that are difficult to find anywhere else, and you can fill out your registry in a new way that you can't do with your lower level runestones. So I hope this made some sense to you. It is one of those things that is very confusing for most people, and I hope that it becomes a little bit simpler through time, and maybe we will be finding that graph in the future. I don't know. If you did like this video, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know if there's something you'd like me to address, if there's some question you'd like me to answer. I'd love to work on those. And if you did like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. That really does help out the channel. So thank you for that. That's about it for today, and until next time, have a magical day. It's Chocolate Frog time, so let's see what we got. This is gonna be fun. Is it someone new? Is it someone old? Godric Gryffindor. I think I have 4 of him now. So if you want this one, come see me at one of the events and I'll be handing them out.